All right, Shalom. Call halalyam la Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi Bashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to my elders and my apostles at Great Millstone who rule well for teaching me this truth. And salutations to you, Akim, out there in the four corners, pushing this truth with all righteousness and sincerity. All right, Shalom to the elect. All right, this is the brother Yahawah here coming back at you with another video. Bashem Rakak Wadash. Okay, and today I'm gonna just go into a video on how Jake. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are spiritual people, okay? But going into 2/3, Jake has a zeal of the Most High, but not according to the true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High. All right, not according to the scriptures. All right, because you see Jake on a daily, you ask Jake what he believes in, he'll have a 7-day conversation with you about everything that he believes in and what he studied and so on and so forth. And, you know, it'll sound spiritual and shit like that, but that's because our people are spiritual. We're the most spiritual people on the planet. Okay, but again, Jake not in his right mind right now. All right, speaking in the 2/3. Okay, again, they have they have a 7-day conversation with you about what they believe in, but they not believing in the right thing. You know, you got our people worshiping these different doctrines and philosophies. All right, some of them leaning on their own understanding, worshiping Allah and the Buddha and all of the other vain things that's out there. Okay. But Yahawashi, he's setting up his men to tell Jake, all right, to declare unto Jake that what they believe in is wrong. You know, but that's our people. They want to go about to establish their own righteousness. Okay. But without further ado, this is the book of Romans chapter 10, verse 1. It says, "Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved." All right, this is the Apostle Paul speaking. It says, "Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved." Okay, because Yahawashi said he will not forsake his people. He will never forsake his people. Okay. All right, Israel being the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, scattered abroad the four corners of the world, scattered throughout the whole world. Okay. It says that they might be saved. All right, according to the election of grace. You know, verse 2, it says, "For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge." Okay, like going back into that example I gave earlier. Okay, Jake will have a whole day's worth of conversation with you about what he believes in, you know, about whether he believes in God or not. And, you know, again, because when you go into talking about spiritual things or things of the spirit, all right, even when you're in the world, you know, that's a loaded conversation because there's so many doctrines and philosophies out there. Okay, but there's only one true doctrine. There's only one real valid doctrine out there. Okay, and that's this truth. Okay, all of the rest of these philosophies out there, they're vain. Okay, but Jake doesn't understand that. Okay, that's why the scripture is so important. All right, this is the proof of that, man. Okay, it says, "For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High." Meaning what? We go out. And when we go out and prophesy, we see these Jake. So even in the world, we hear Jake again talk about these so-called spiritual things and so on and so forth. All right, they got that zeal, man, that energy that there's a higher power. Okay, like back in the day, you had our people, you know, coming off the slave ships on the plantation. You know, swing low. They were singing that song, "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot." Okay, because what we knew that the chariots are containing our brothers, the chariots of the Most High, the so-called UFOs that had our brothers in there. Okay, the angels. All right. So our people know, our people are highly, so like, that's not the word I want to use. Our people are very conscious that there's a Most High, all right, that there's something greater than they are. Okay, but pursuant to Jeremiah 17:4, we lost our heritage, man. It was discontinued from our heritage. Okay, and 2/3 is going to stay in that mind state that he don't he don't know where he come from. Okay, or where he's going. All right. So the scriptures say what? It says, "For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge." Let's go into that word zeal right quick. It says excitement of mind, ardor, fervor of spirit. Yeah, again, when you see Jake, you start talking about whatever, you know, he believe in, he's on fire, man. Okay, he's zealous. Okay. He's having this long ass talk with you about whatever it is type of madness he believes in. Okay, because again, that's our people. We're very energetic when it comes to talking about the spiritual things. Like, hell, look at brothers in the truth. You know, look at us. Okay, when brothers come together in under one mind, okay, in that unity of Yahawah, Yahawashi, and brothers, man, brothers just stayed up for days just talking about the truth, man. You know, just fellowshipping through the spirit. You know, stay up to the sunrise and so on and so forth. It says zeal, ardor in embracing, pursuing, defending anything. Yeah, man, because the scriptures tell us to be defenders of the gospel, right? Okay, and Jake, you know, because I'm talking about 2/3 today. All right, Jake is defending his philosophy and what he believes in. Okay, but those are vain philosophies, man. All right, those are the philosophies. Those are the commandments of men. Those are the doctrines of the world. The Buddhism. Okay, the Muslim stuff, man. All of that stuff, man. Okay, all of those are doctrines of the world. Those are ways of the world, man, of seeing really. Okay, it says zeal in behalf of for a person or thing, the fierceness of indignation, punitive zeal. Yeah, hey, there you go, man. All right, that's a heavy definition right there. All right, being on fire. All right, having that energy. Okay, but Jake has this energy towards the world, man, and all the vain philosophies thereof. Okay, it says, but not according to knowledge. There you go. All right, Jake don't know what he needs to be worshiping. All right, 2/3 don't know what they need to be worshiping. All right, verse 3, it says, for they being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. Okay, because we got Jake that come up here, they come up with that zeal, you know, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? I'm looking for something to believe in, or I have something to believe in. You know what I'm saying? Jake want to be in that try to prove me wrong spirit and shit, man. Okay, and this for the guys, as the scriptures say, going about to establish their own righteousness, because when we have Jake come up to the camp, you know, they like a lot of them are not humble, man. They're not humble. Yeah, they may come up, they may listen for a little bit and stuff like that, but they try to combat you, and you the one running the show, man. You the one running things up there. All we doing is again, well, the most important point, we're trying to wake up the elect. Okay, we're trying to get those brothers in, but being that we don't know exactly who they are, all right, we have to deal with every Jake that comes up, okay, according to the spirit, you know. But going back to the point, man, you got a lot of Jake who just, they're so involved, all right, they're so adamant, let me use that word, they're so adamant about what they believe in, that vain philosophy that they believe in the world, that they won't come into the truth. Okay, but that they won't hearken unto the truth, man. That they won't hearken unto the words that we say. They want to come up and run the show. All right, going about to establish their own righteousness. Oh, I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm gonna do whatever I believe in. That's the natural carnal spirit of Jake, man. Okay, that's that carnal spirit, you know. But going into the next chapter, I'm not gonna get it, but 2/3 is blinded, man. Okay, the election hath obtained this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. Because the scriptures say what? Romans 10:3. For they being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness. All right. And that's why Jake can't get right. Because he's ignorant of the Most High's righteousness. He doesn't know about the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding the parables of the scriptures, man. Okay. The life lessons and so on and so forth contained within these words, man. All right. These words are life. Okay. And Jake is ignorant of those things. All right. Jake, 2/3 of our people are in total darkness about the Most High. All right. And his son, Yahawashi. It says, for they being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. So because they're, again, I'm going to use that word again, because they're so adamant and so fervent about what they believe in the world, they're not going to submit themselves. They're not going to submit themselves into the righteousness of the Most High. Okay, which is real righteousness, man. You know, because the scriptures tell you to do this, man. We'll tell you not to do this. Let me get this in the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5. It says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. That's plain. That's the spirit of Jake. Jake want to lean on his own understanding. Okay. Hence, while you have these guys out here like the TD Jakes, these Nates, these Yohanas, okay, these Zabaks, all right, these Creflo Dollars, and the rest of these false prophets, okay, mainly among the circumcision. Okay, they go out and they teach lies to our people. You know, they like our people still believe that they're the real. Hold up, how do I want to say this? Salakia. our people are in these harlot houses, okay, still believing that the Christianity that they're learning is the right way, but it's not. Okay. It says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart. All right. Trust in Yahawah, Yahawashi. All right. First, you got to have the name. Okay. You got to have the name of Yahawah, Yahawashi. Okay. You got to have the faith. You got to have the works. Now you got to trust in the Lord. And this is really going into brothers. Okay. But I'm using it as an example for what 2/3 is supposed to be doing, man. All right. Trusting in the Lord and not leaning on their own damn understanding. All right, Jake is 2/3 of our people are thick-headed. The scriptures talk about Israel being a stiff-necked people. Okay, so yes, Jake is very hard-headed. It's gonna take like a ass whipping, all right, which is the destruction coming to them, in order to get Jake to really come to terms. You know, it says, "In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths." All right, there you go. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. This is what brothers need to stay on top of. Okay, all of us. And this is what we're doing through the Spirit. Okay, we have to continue to acknowledge Yahawah, Yahawashi, because he's going to direct our paths. Okay, 2/3 of our people, our 2/3 of Jake, is not going to trust in Yahawah, Yahawashi. You know, as the scriptures say. Matter of fact, let's go to Proverbs, the 1st chapter. Okay. Let me get this, and I'm gonna just go ahead and get the points. All right, Proverbs chapter 1. I'm gonna start at verse 23. It says, "Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you." Yeah, the Most High Yahawah, Yahawashi, Salakia, the Most High is talking to the nation of Israel. All right, the Lord said, "What? I will make known my words unto you." Okay, and He's doing that by way of His prophets. Okay, the brothers that you see in the garments, all right, the border blue in the fringes. Okay, the Lord sent us out to prophesy unto Jake, you know, as scripture say in Isaiah the 58th chapter, declaring to Jacob his sin, all right, and Joseph his transgression, roughly paraphrasing, but you get the point. Okay, we come out to tell our people where they're going off at. All right, we going out telling our people not to lean on their own understanding. All right. Verse 24 says, "Because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded." All right, we are the hands of the Lord. We are the hands of Yahawah, Yahawashi. Okay, and I'm representing His truth. Okay, it says, "Because I have called and ye refused." Yeah, Jake said, "Hell no." You know, because going back to Romans 10:3, they're going about to establish their own righteousness. All right, that's Jake. And Jake is thick-headed. Jake is very adamant about the bullshit he believes in. All right. It says, "I stretched out my hand and no man regarded." Yeah, like I said, man, Jake said, hell no. All right, Jake didn't want to acknowledge that he's an Israelite. Our people will not acknowledge that. They want to be everything but the chosen people. Okay, it was the same thing back in the ancient world. It's the same damn thing today, man. All right. Verse 25, it says, "But ye have said at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof." Jake wouldn't listen. Okay. Jake would not listen to the men of the Lord. All right, he didn't do it before. He's not doing it now. All right, going into 2/3. Okay, but again, that's why brothers go out and we prophesy and we go out and we fish the elect. All right, and that fishing season. Okay, a brother had did a video on it, man. That fishing season is almost over. It's about to be hunting season. Meaning what? We're about to be raised up. All right, our salvation is drawing near. You know, but that was the point on that. Let's go back to Proverbs 3, and I'm gonna read verse 6 again. It says, "In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths." Okay, this is why we hearken unto Yahawah, Yahawashi. This, you know, for the brothers that's sincerely pushing the word, man. Okay, Lord willing, we be of the elect. This is why we hearken unto Yahawah, Yahawashi. Because the Lord is directing our paths. The Lord is teaching us how to be brotherly. Most importantly, how to love Him, how to fear Him. Okay, how to be brotherly towards our brothers, men, all right, and our elders who the Lord have set up. All right, the Lord is teaching us how to eat well. The Lord is teaching us how to live, even in captivity. Okay, the Lord is teaching us how to have faith. One of the most important things, of course, how to have the works to back it up. The Lord is directing our paths unto salvation. You know, so when you have this truth, you use it to your advantage. We're not leaning on our own understanding. This is why brothers are so successful as far as the spirit, okay? Because we're not leaning on our own understanding, okay? It says, verse 7, Proverbs 3 and 7, it says, be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. All right, there you go. Be not wise in thine own eyes, because, and that's the problem with these false prophets, all right? These false pastors of the circumcision, okay, in general, man. All right, they want to be wise in their own eyes, and even these fallouts, you know, these guys, you know what I'm saying? Once they fall out the truth, all right, once they fall away from the elders and the apostles, what, they want to go against the elders, okay? They want to go against brothers. They want to start bearing false witness. They want to change up the doctrine. They bear false witness on Yahawashi, okay? Nothing even matters anymore to these guys, these fallouts, okay? They want to be wise in their own eyes. They want to do what they want, you know? And the scary part is they once had the truth. You know, if I could say it like that, they was out there with brothers going to war. Okay, they once had the truth, so they're not ignorant, you know, to a certain degree, but they're ignorant now because what, they don't understand that by them falling out and dissing the Lord, okay, after having knowledge of what's going to happen to this place and what can happen and what will happen to them, all right, they still going about to do their wickedness, you know. It says, be not wise in thine own eyes. All right. Again, don't be leaning on your own understanding, you know, patting yourself on the back and shit. In the prouds, it says, fear the Lord and depart from evil. Okay. Proverbs 1 and 7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Okay. That's your key to salvation. Fear Yahawah, Yahawashi. All right. Don't think you can save yourself, because that's the problem with Jake, man. Jake think he can save himself. You know, that's that going about to establish, to solidify his own righteousness. Y'all, you can't save yourself. You can't put yourself in a chariot, you know, because had that been possible, then we wouldn't even need a Most High. Okay. It says, fear the Lord and depart from evil. Yeah, the scriptures tell you to hate the evil and love the good. All right, and establish judgment at the gate. So our whole, all right, us being brothers, man, all right, the hopeful elect, we have to depart from evil. We got to get away from niggas who just want to do their own thing and go about to establish their own righteousness. All right, because Yahawashi blinded those guys, you know. But with that being said, that's all I really have for Akim. Lord willing, brothers was edified through the Spirit. I want us to go ahead and give all honor, glory, and praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakak, double honor to my elders and my apostles at Great Millstone who rule well for teaching me the truth, and salutation to the elect. Shalom.